Hi guys, welcome back with another video. If you're new here, welcome home. Today I'm going to be talking about the loneliness of being a female antinatalist. Now, it's a specific type of loneliness that you feel, especially when you're partnered, when you're in a heterosexual relationship. Because I do find that most female antinatalists are single or they are in a queer relationship. So it's just like I feel like most other couples that I meet that are straight relationships, they want to have kids or they're open to having them. They're not actively like planning to have children, but they wouldn't be opposed to the idea. And that's very unrelatable for me. I'm also 27 years old, so I feel like I'm at an age where most of my peers are actively thinking about family planning and having children if they are coupled. Now, I will be honest, my maternal instincts have been kicking in. Like I felt like I was like totally like swearing off children until I maybe got to like 23, 24 or so, and then like my maternal instincts like naturally like started kicking in. But I feel like my logic brain will always trump that. Like I know deep down that it is just not worth it. It's just not. And I feel like as I get older, it is hard to find women who have a similar mindset. I thought about like maybe like joining groups or stuff for maybe like women who want to be child free, but I feel like most of those groups are for like 35 plus or like 40 plus like women who have already kind of started or already have exited the window of childbearing and fertility. So I feel like there's just not really anything for like younger women. And I also feel like women my age, they're always like, oh, I don't want kids. Kids sound like a nightmare. And then they get coupled, they get married, and like, oh, I kind of want one. It's just like I know that's never going to be me. And I know, like for me, it's not even just about money at this point. Like, I really thought it was just a money thing. I really thought I was like, oh, if I do get rich, if I do become wealthy or just like at least like well off, like maybe I'll consider children. Like, no, no, because I know I'll never be like a billionaire or anything. Like, my children will still have to work. And it's not even just about work, it's about everything else with society, everything else that comes with being a black person. Now, this might get a bit controversial, but we're here for the controversy. It's just my logical mind cannot justify bringing a person into a world, into a country where everyone hates us. Everyone mocks us, everyone copies us and gives us no credit. Everyone thinks we are the problem with society. I mean, black fatigue. Come on, everyone's been getting way too comfortable, including other black people, talking about how tired they are of black people. Like, why would you want to create offspring who are just going to experience the same thing. And the thing that really pisses me off is that there's always those black people who are like, oh, my parents raised me to not be insecure. My parents raised me to be proud of my blackness. I don't know about y'all. Y'all are struggling. Like, it's just like, y'all can't have any type of sympathy for people who struggle with self-hatred, who people would struggle with internalized anti-blackness. Y'all can't have any type of sympathy, especially if you live in the freaking United States, a country that was built off the work of enslaved black people. The that so much of American culture comes from black people, and we get no credit for that. And we gaslight and victim blame when black people are feeling some type of way about that. There's people who have no sympathy for people who struggle with that. They just want to brag. They just want to be like, oh, can't relate. My parents told me to love my blackness. My parents told me to love my skin. My parents told me to love my hair. Like, womp womp. Sounds like a you problem. Like, and then they get mad when black people are struggling with mental health. Black people don't want to procreate. When black people struggle to be pro-black, because they know how it is. You can't get support from white people. White people hate you. White people are constantly talking about how you're the inferior race. Other people of color are making fun of you. Other people of color are saying the N-word left and right, and they don't care. They don't give a shit. And so you try to turn to your own, and they shun you. And it's just like, you can't win. And then when people speak up about it, you just get gaslit, and you just like, they just like, sounds like a you problem. Sounds like you need to be more likable. Sounds like, I don't know, sounds like you just suck. Just be a better person. Just don't be yourself. That's the messaging that we get from the black community when black people who are unconventional, alternative, neurodivergent, who act white, quote unquote, black people who might have grown up in the suburbs and like unconventionally black things, when they try to explain the hurt and the pain and the ostracization that they've experienced from their own community, when they try to explain that's what they're met with, just a whole bunch of stonewalling and gaslighting. And it's just like, why would you want to try anymore? And why would you want to bring a child into this just to experience the same thing? And it's like, when you do want to raise your child around other black people, when you do want to raise your child in black spaces, it can be hard to find spaces that are funded properly, that are well organized, that really care about the community and aren't, like, ghetto, that aren't underserved, like, there's not opportunity for everybody. Like, I have like thought about like maybe like moving like down south, maybe, because apparently it's better for black people down south. Contrary to popular belief, there is more like black community and funding for black spaces and stuff, because I live in the Northeast right now, and it's just like, I feel like it's just like contrast. Like, there's never like a happy medium for like supportive like black spaces. Like, it's so hard for me to find people like me. But yeah, anyways, back to antinatalism. I also kind of want to talk about like the disability aspects and how people just kind of like gaslight you like as a woman with a disability. And it's just hard. I'm thinking about a specific interview that I had last week, and I feel like maybe I was just like a little bit too honest with the gripes that I had with my previous job. And I was talking about how I felt like I was a little bit overworked, and I felt like a lot of responsibility fell on me as the only person in my department. And not necessarily that other people weren't pulling their weight, but I mean, like, it wasn't their fault. It's just like I felt like I had so much to do, and other people in other departments, like, they always had help, and I didn't. And the interviewer basically was just like telling me, "Oh, well, yeah, that's our responsibility as women. Like, we have to be strong, independent women. Like, we have to take charge and take hold." And I'm assuming I didn't get that job because I haven't heard back from them. But it just it kind of feels like invalidating. Like, did I not try hard enough? Like, was it a bad idea for me to quit that job because I was feeling burnt out because my autistic brain just couldn't handle it anymore? Like, I'm discovering, like, as I take on more stress and as I feel more stress, like, I get this lump in my throat. Like, my throat just like swells. Like, I don't know if it's like my thyroid or what, but it just starts swelling. And like, I was having like trouble like swallowing. Like, mind you, like, not last weekend, but the weekend before that was really stressful for me. Like, there was just like a lot happening. Like, I was trying to get out of my current job. I was dealing with the stress of, not current job, but like the bakery job that I was at. I was dealing with the stress of that. I was dealing with trying to be hired for another job. Like, there was a big storm, so the power went out, and I was just like dealing with so much. And I just wanted things to go well. I just wanted things to be perfect, and it just was very much less than perfect. And I had a lump in my throat, and my throat was swelling because I was taking on so much stress. And I realized, like, after that week was over, after I left that job, like, it stopped swelling. Like, it was gone. It was like I was wondering if it was like like a medication I was taking. Like, I'm taking a new hormonal medication to deal with my awful periods. That's another thing. That's another thing that I will get to. I'm taking a medication to deal with my awful periods, and I thought it was maybe that, but no, I think it's just stress. I think I was just too damn stressed. And like, I can kind of feel it coming back because I'm kind of getting that stress again. I'm kind of getting that stress about, like, what's my next job going to be? Like, am I going to be able to get another job? Like, I'm trying to move out and get an apartment with my boyfriend. I don't want to have to postpone that anymore because I'm not getting hired. But yeah, back to antinatalism. The physical effects. We don't talk enough about the physical effects of pregnancy. We don't talk about this, just having female anatomy. Like, not all of us were blessed with like freaking 3-day periods with no cramps. Like, some of us have to take like serious medication. Some of us have to take like different types of birth control just to deal with our periods, and it doesn't work for everybody. Okay, like, I had to stop taking like standard birth control because I was having such awful mental health issues. Like, I wanted to unalive myself. I wanted to hurt myself. And like, in a way that I was just like, sometimes I wasn't like in like a having like ideations or anything, but I just wanted to like hurt myself. Like, I just wanted to cut myself. Like, I wanted to cause myself physical pain, and I didn't know why. And I was like super emotional about everything. Like, I was borderline psychotic. Like, I felt like people were watching me. I felt like people were out to get me. Like I almost felt like I could like hear others people's thoughts about me, and it was really uncomfortable. And to top it all off, I was just like bleeding constantly. Like not like heavy bleeding, but it was just like spotting constantly and it wouldn't stop. And the doctors are always like, "Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. Like usually it's like 1 to 3 months of spotting when you start a new birth control. Just deal with it. Just deal with it. Just spend on your all your money on pads and tampons. Just deal with it. Just spend your summer like not being able to go to the pool or fully enjoy the pool because you're just bleeding all the time. Just deal with not being able to, get freaky with your partner or anything because you're just constantly bleeding. Just deal with it. Just deal with it." Like, no, I don't want to. And I'm tired of the doctors thinking that birth control is the only answer. It's not for all of us. And luckily I don't really go through like any like physical changes like acne or weight gain or anything, but I know a lot of women who do, and a lot of women don't want to deal with that. And being pregnant just brings more of that crap. It brings more of that emotional crap. It brings more of that eating crap. I just hate like how like the female reproductive system just can just like rule your entire body. It can rule your entire psyche. And for men, they don't have to deal with that. Like, oh, they just get horny. Oh, they just want to have sex all the time and that's it. Like for females, like everything revolves around our reproductive system, and that's a reality for a lot of women. And I'm also tired like of this whole thing is like, oh, it's so anti-feminist to talk about how ovulation affects women, how ovulation affects you, and how your luteal phase affects you. It's like, we need to talk about this stuff. We need to stop talking about how men and women are the same because they're not. We need to stop fooling ourselves, okay? If anything, I feel like it's more anti-feminist to expect the same things from women at every point of the month. Okay, women's bodies are changing constantly, and we need to stop pretending that that's not a reality for all women. It's like, oh well, I don't deal with that. Oh, I don't. My hormones are fine. Maybe you just need to go to the doctor. What the fuck do you think we've been trying to do, woman? What do you think we've been trying to do? The doctors, a lot of these doctors don't want to listen to us. And I've honestly been seriously thinking about getting a hysterectomy so I don't have to deal with these periods anymore. Like I just started this medication. I don't know how well it's going to work out for me period wise, but I have been experiencing some mental health lifts that I wish I could have gone without, but it's my only option right now because I know I won't be approved for a hysterectomy. And I just wish doctors would listen. Like I shouldn't have to be constantly trying to prevent a mental health crisis. Like I don't have to I don't think I should have to choose between that and debilitating heavy periods that are almost like disabling, that almost like make me like bedridden, like cramps that are just like that just make me want to cut off my entire torso. Like I shouldn't have to be choose between that. And it's just like if this medication doesn't work out for me, like I'm seriously going to consult a doctor about a hysterectomy, and I will bring my boyfriend with me. Like I know he would probably get more credibility if he were a husband, but I will bring my boyfriend with me to the doctor's office. And like he has my full approval for getting this uterus yeeted out of me because I don't want it anymore. It's pointless. I'm an antinatalist. Like I don't I don't want to have children. And if I do end up having children, they're not going to be biological because it's like the effects of pregnancy are just I just don't think it's worth it. And it's just like why would if I end up having a daughter, like why would I want her to experience the same stuff? Why in anybody's logical mind would I want her to experience the same stuff? And I feel like the justifications for having a child are just like it's just stupid. It's just very stupid. Like, oh, they could go to Disney World. Like, oh, yeah, let's bring a child into this hell of a world for them to experience the chance to experience an overpriced theme park by an an evil man named Walt Disney, by an evil corporation who does God knows what with their billions and billions of dollars. Yeah, that sounds right, all right. Like, not saying Disney World isn't fun, but if I had the choice between being conscious and I can experience Disney World or being unconscious, I would choose being unconscious in a heartbeat. I would love the experience of just being unconscious again, just not being able to experience the state of consciousness. And it's also like people are like, "Oh, you can see your child grow up and get a boyfriend, get a girlfriend, get married, be able to attend your child's wedding. What if they don't? What if they don't succeed in dating? You know how trash the dating market is now. Like it's probably only going to get worse." And I do have some strong opinions about feminism, strong views about feminism that I'll probably make another video about. Not saying that necessarily feminism is bad, but I think it is the reason for a lot of society's destruction. But I'll get to that in another video. But like, what if your child ends up being like an incel? Like, what are you going to do about that? How are you going to handle that? How are you going to handle having a child who is struggling so much with dating and they end up being like super misogynistic and they end up hating women, they end up resenting you? Like why would you want to do that? Why would you want to go through 9 months of body altering changes and then the painful experience of giving birth just for your child to end up hating you, resenting you, being a woman hater? And that's just leaving race out of it. Just wait. Just wait until you know how many black woman hating black men are out here right now. Black women hating black men. And a lot of them were raised by single women mothers. A lot of them were raised solely by black women and they just resent them. They just hate them. They just think they're ugly. They just think they're ratchet. They just think they're asking for too much. Why would you want to bring a child into this world who's just going to resent you? Why? Like, give me a logical reason. And I know a lot of women are trapped by religion. I know a lot of women are trapped by religion. A lot of women think that it is our duty to procreate and continue our legacy. And I feel sorry for you. Like, if I don't know if that's what works for you, if that's what comforts you, like go right ahead. But my blinders are off. Like my rose-colored glasses dropped off years ago. Okay, I know how bad the world can be, even though I haven't experienced like nearly like a tenth of the horrors of the world. Like I know how bad it can be, and it's just like, why would you want to bring a child into this? Why would you want to bring a child into this? Like I'm just talking about stuff I've experienced. Like I know it can get so much worse. I know I know like these children can experience like abuse. Like I don't trust myself to be an emotionally healthy parent. I really don't trust myself to be an emotionally healthy parent. Like I've experienced things that it's just like I'm to this day still struggling to be an emotionally healthy person and respond in emotionally healthy ways to conflict, because it's just like I wasn't really taught how to do that. I don't know how to be emotionally healthy. Like, for example, like the way I was talking to my boyfriend last night about something that was so silly. And I was just like I was basically demeaning him. I was basically, I don't want to say emasculating him because I don't want to make it like a gender thing, but I was being really really rude to him about something that was just so unnecessary. It was just really unnecessary, but I reacted that way because my father spoke to me that way a lot. My father would make me feel really dumb about things, really stupid, and make me feel like I had no common sense because I didn't have a life experience that apparently everyone's supposed to have when I was just a child. And it's not fair. Like, I don't want to pass that on, and I'm really still working through that, and it's going to be hard to work through that. And I don't ever want to talk to my child that way. I don't want my child to feel like they're stupid because they're probably going to end up being neurodivergent. My boyfriend has ADHD. I have ADHD and autism. I deal with CPTSD. Like, I'm probably going to deal with similar things that my boyfriend and I dealt with growing up, and I don't want to treat them the same way. I don't want to make them feel like they're stupid or they don't belong, or that there's something wrong with them because they didn't grasp something right away, or that they didn't know something. Like, I don't want to make my child feel that way, and I don't trust myself to be a parent who is patient and understanding, because I learned a lot of impatience and misunderstanding growing up, and I still have to work through that. And I don't think a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people who want children, they can't relate to that. Or they just don't care. Or they just flat out don't care. And like, sometimes it's not a fault to their own. Sometimes they're just ignorant. Sometimes they just didn't really grow up with a background with emotional safety and emotional maturity. They didn't grow up around a family who normalizes going to therapy. They think therapy's for crazy people. They think therapy's for people who have really like something wrong with them. Like, they didn't grow up with a family who normalizes therapy, so they don't think they need it. They don't think. And like, some people just grow up like really like disadvantaged, and they don't know any better. They just have a baby with any Tom, Dick, and Harry. They just have a baby with Pookie and Ray Ray because they don't know any better. They don't know any better. They think that's the point of life, just to procreate and have children, and they themselves are poor. They themselves are emotionally unhealed. They themselves probably aren't the best fit to be a parent, but they have children because that's what their mom and dad did. They have children at 15, 16, 17 years old. They don't they don't go out and get a career because their parents didn't, and that's what they were raised in. But I guess like more on like being neurodivergent and stuff. Like, I feel like I don't really encounter like a lot of like neurodivergent women that much, and if I do, they are on higher support needs, and they are quite obviously more like struggling with their neurodivergencies. But I feel like I don't encounter a lot of neurodivergent women who understand the impacts of being neurodivergent and how that will affect your parenting. how that will affect how you raise your child. Like even on the internet, I see women who are knowingly neurodivergent, knowingly struggle with ADHD and autism, willingly having children. And it's just like, I really hope you have those resources. I really hope you're rich. I really hope you have a strong support system and connections to help you raise this child, because it's survival of the fittest out here. It's a dog eat dog world. You got to be prepared. Your child, you need to make sure you're not enforcing internalized ableism on that child. Your child needs to know that they're loved and wanted and safe, and you need to make sure you're not, if they end up being neurotypical, you're not enforcing your neurodivergent issues onto them, because that's a thing too. And it's just if you want a kid, I'm not going to shame you. I'm not one of those anti-natalists who are oh, we should totally not procreate anymore, because as long as humans exist, they're going to procreate. There's no stopping it. We're all just animals at the end of the day. Especially if you grew up rich, religious, sheltered in a world where you don't know poverty, you don't know abuse, you don't know anything outside of the Bible and the church. Of course you're going to want to have kids. But yeah, these neurodivergent women, they're knowingly neurodivergent. I'm not talking about the women who are oh, I had an autistic child and I'm starting to realize that maybe I'm autistic too. No, I'm talking about the women who are knowingly neurodivergent and they have kids and they're surprised when it's a struggle. They're surprised when they're having mental breakdowns and they're getting burnt out, and when their child is experiencing the same thing. What did you think would happen? Genuinely. Be so fucking for real right now. What did you think would happen? Anyway, I think this video is getting a little bit long, so I think the last point that I want to touch on is that neurotypical people really just they can't fathom, they can't comprehend why a woman want to have kids, wouldn't want to be pregnant.